Michael was a different level, man. He's a different level of competitiveness, just sheer will to win. He changed the game. He changed the game. I mean, not just in one aspect, in many aspects, in every aspect of the game, he changed it. I played against some of the greatest players in the history of this game. Michael Jordan was one of those guys that lifted my ability to the next level. We enjoyed the competition with one another. We played very hard and fiercely against one another, but it was like you had two gentlemen going head to head. Michael Jordan and I wasn't just coming down the court getting dunks at the dunks. We found creative ways to score. I can't tell you the fun and the pleasure I had to play against him. You know, and Michael and I, we never really talked about those games. It was kind of an unspoken thing between us. You know, the respect level that we had was at a different level. I think I had a great game in Atlanta, and I remember going to Chicago. Michael walks into our locker room, and we're still in suit and tie. We haven't gotten dressed yet, and he walks in our locker room, suit and tie, and I was like, what are you doing coming in our locker room? And I ain't gonna say exactly what I said. And so he walked by me, he walked by Kevin Willis, and he got to Randy Whitman, he tapped him on his butt, and he said, lace him up, it's gonna be a long night. He got 60 that night. He got 60. And it was a very close game. I think it went down to the last shot in that game, but I think he proved his point.
And a beautiful view of stunning Chicago, close by Chicago Stadium, for a much-anticipated matchup today. Hi, everyone. Welcome to our presentation of today's game. I'm Kevin Harlan. With me courtside, Clark Kellogg. And across the way on the sidelines, David Aldridge. We should be in for a great game here. Clark, it's the Chicago Bulls taking on the visiting Atlanta Hawks.
I'm ready for a good one, partner. Listen to these Chicago fans. Extremely excited to get this underway and see two All-Stars, Dominique Wilkins and Michael Jordan, go at it. This could be an outstanding scoring contest between these two.
You said it. Buckle in. Clark, part of what makes Wilkins and Jordan so exceptional is how many ways they can get points.
Yeah, they score a lot of different ways, Kevin. Their offensive games are really versatile and complete. They can knock down threes, hit the mid-range jumper, and you know they both can do damage at the rim.
And out there for Atlanta, Spud Webb at the point with Doc Rivers at the 2. At the forward positions, Dominique Wilkins and Moses Malone. John Koncak will be at center. And starting things off for the Bulls, it's John Paxson at point guard with Michael Jordan also at the guard. Then Scottie Pippen and Horace Grant at the 3 and 4. The veteran, Bill Cartwright, in the middle.
Expectations are high for Jordan and Wilkins in this one. They're both exceptional scoring threats, and I know their teams are expecting each of them to be the difference makers out there as they try to get the W.
That was the 2K drive, as that move deserved another look. Jordan down low. Defended by Wilkins. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a three-point play chance for him. You know, often, Clark, it's the team's respective leader who sets the tone for their whole squad.
You are correct, partner. So if Jordan or Wilkins can manage to get off to a hot start, that could spread to the other guys and get their whole team rolling early.
That's a good point. The pass to Wilkins. Again, the Hawks good for 2. Wilkins and Jordan, a couple of talented one-on-one players who are both going to be seeking mismatches in this one.
And you know, Kevin, if you're on either of these teams, you've got to be ready to come at Jordan and Wilkins defensively. Don't let them dictate things. Low-effort defense, not going to get it done because they'll take advantage of that fully.
Oof. Now, here's Malone. That one falls. Something that could be a difference maker in this one is Moses Malone's dominance on the glass.
I agree. I mean, Chicago is going to have to fight extremely hard to beat Malone to rebounds. He's relentless in pursuing them, especially offensive boards. But limiting the Hawks' second chance points, I think, is essential for this Bulls team.
Good observation. Here's Wilkins following the basket by Michael Jordan. Wilkins dishes to Malone. And Grant sends it back.
One of the better defenders in this game. Grant teeing off on that one.
Here's Jordan. Good on the shot. Jordan's got 9.
Watch out now. When this guy gets into a rhythm, it is something to behold.
Webb against Paxson. Webb up top. Here's Rivers. The shot off that time. And it's Chicago the other way. You know, Clark, in some ways, this game could come down to either Jordan's or Wilkins. And who scores the most? Outperforming the other could seal the game for their team.
And, Kevin, that's exactly what we'll be keeping a close eye on. Which one is leading in the point column? Because I agree the winner of that duel very well could decide this thing.
Oh, what a duel it's going to be. Here's Wilkins after the made shot from Scottie Pippen. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. The Bulls leading by 3. Clark, what a performance offensively.
They're really rolling at that end of the floor. Excellent game plan and execution.
And Jordan gets it to go.
Jordan letting the Hawks know his range is legit. He doesn't always have to penetrate. He can knock down the jumper, too.
The #1 objective, Clark, of this Bulls defense has to be limiting Dominique Wilkins' looks. They've got to contain that incredible scoring of his.
Kevin, you're all over it. Right on point. I mean, if Chicago can't disrupt his usual scoring, then they're in for a long night and some real trouble.
The 2 scoring leaders facing off. But to dig deeper, let's go to a guy who can dig as deep as any, David Aldridge. D.A.
Thanks, guys. We know that Dominique and Jordan's scoring will probably be the big story of the night, but there's a lot more to these guys' games that could affect the outcome. With Wilkins, we've seen a new focus from him on improving his rebounding, and as always, Jordan's defense can be just as impactful as his offense. Guys, back to you.
You know, David, that's an interesting point, and I think you're right. It's not just Clark about scoring tonight. It's got to be a multifaceted game. Wouldn't you agree?
I certainly would, Kevin. Limiting your opponent's touches and disrupting their shot attempts and their offensive flow, I think, could be the real name of the game in this one. You just can't get it done with offense alone.
I know Jordan takes pride in his defense. We'll see if that's true tonight.
Yep, we'll keep an eye on that.
He hits the second from the line. Credit to these Hawks, Clark, for having a constant postseason presence these last few seasons.
3 straight second-round appearances, and then last year a tough loss in the first round. But I say don't let that fool you. These Hawks are a very competitive team.
They really are. Here's Webb following the basket by Michael Jordan. Malone. The rebound by Grant.
Well, he's much better than that. Really no excuse for missing that lay-in.
2 minutes remaining in the first. 2 minutes.
Rivers against Jordan. Trying to find Pippen. He's got it now. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Jordan. Pippen's got his second bucket of the night.
Things are coming together nicely for him offensively. Gelling well, starting to build the lead.
The Hawks working the ball around. Offensive rebound.
Look at this little fella going in there and eating up some glass.
Passes it to Jordan. Count that one as his 7th make in 8 attempts. A scorching 88%.
Their scoring has been a problem. Been tough to handle.
The Hawks trail by 11. Some fresh competition, Clark, for the Bulls and Hawks in the league this year, with 2 expansion teams coming to the NBA in Orlando and Minnesota.
Exactly, Kevin. I mean, these teams are focused on the game at hand. That's pretty obvious, but this is a very interesting time for the NBA. A lot of new talent and a new landscape.
A lot of growing indeed. Catching up now on the changes for Chicago. Kings checked in for Cartwright, and Armstrong subbed in for Paxson. Here's Jordan, following the bucket by the Hawks. Launches it. Rebounded by the Hawks. Wilkins surveying the defense. Here's Rivers. Score the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt. Obviously, Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, Clark, both apply great defensive pressure. You know, but the Hawks have some fast hands and some nice defensive skills of their own.
Yeah, that's right, Kevin. I mean, you think about Doc Rivers. If the Bulls aren't careful around Rivers, he could create a lot of havoc and force a bunch of turnovers. And in a contest between two very high-scoring teams, we know every possession counts.
Yeah, Rivers is like a coach on the floor.
He really is.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Up top, Carr. 6 on the shot clock. Rivers can't get it to go. Here's Jordan. There he goes. Oh, and he gets it to go. Nails the buzzer beater.
Big-time boost at the horn.
The first quarter concludes in a double-digit lead on the scoreboard. It's Chicago up by 11. And back with the start of the second quarter in just a moment. Welcome back, everyone, to Chicago as the second quarter gets underway. It's been an exciting game so far between the hometown Chicago Bulls and the visiting Atlanta Hawks.
For the Bulls, they've got a new coach at the helm this season. With Phil Jackson, this is his first stint as a head coach here in the NBA.
B.J. Armstrong is out there with Michael Jordan. Then it's Pippen. Then there's Grant. And it's King at the 5. That's the group on the floor for Chicago. The Bulls have gone 1 for 1, making their previous attempt at the line.
You know, there's so much that's amazing to me about Jordan, but his endurance stands out. He consistently gets stronger, it seems, as the game goes on.
Now here's Wilkins. Back to Malone. Wilkins against Jordan. That shot off, so the Bulls will take it the other way. Jackson, of course, a former player, a former assistant under Doug Collins in Chicago. And Clark, I hear he's got some interesting ideas when it comes to on-court strategy.
Well, Kevin, you know, he's certainly got some good pieces to test those ideas out with. There's no denying that. But what I think matters most is that the guys seem to relate to him and like him. Chemistry between players and head coaches is critical.
Well, you know, you played a long time, and you know how important that connection can be.
That's a very key deal.
You know, looking back at the opening quarter, Clark, Jordan managed to stay ahead of Wilkins in points scored.
Yeah, really good start for him, Kevin, in that regard, but can he keep doing that the entire game?
Right.
Jordan always eager to entertain the home crowd, putting on a show for these fans here.
Oh, and they need a basket in the worst way.
I think they're forcing things right now, and it's why their offense looks so pedestrian, so consistent with the jump shot. Smith with a compact, repeatable textbook motion.
Back to Jordan. That falls. Nice feed that time from Scottie Pippen. Jordan's got 9 points now in the quarter. And so it's Rivers with it. He'll bring it up for the Hawks. It's an 18-point game. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. Great communication on the alley-oop.
Boy, tremendous vision from Rivers there. You see why he racks up so many assists.
Quarter number 2. We're about 2 minutes in. Now, Jordan. 27 points for him. From outside the arc. And it's Malone with the rebound.
Well, you got to appreciate how consistent these Atlanta Hawks have been. I mean, season to season, even while going through some roster shakeups, they've been steady.
Chicago leading by 16. So far, Michael Jordan has been getting just about everything he wants on the offensive end.
And that's not unexpected, but, you know, that doesn't bode well for the Hawks as Wilkins has been unable to answer Jordan with shots of his own, which I think says a lot about the job the Chicago defense is doing.
I agree. Great positioning on the putback.
Boy, that time Carr staying aggressive, fights for the rebound, and then also fights to get the shot off.
Wilkins against Jordan. And they double up Jordan. Here's Armstrong. Outside for Jordan. Jordan slams home a huge jam. Chicago, Atlanta. It's a special matchup. And these fans feeling a little extra electricity from Michael Jordan in this one. Rivers passes to Malone. And it's slammed in by Malone.
Yeah, Malone showing you the bounce. How high he got up there, dunking comes pretty easy to him. It's quite easy when you get that high up.
Clark, as we know, last year the Hawks were able to hit 50 wins for the 4th consecutive season.
And Kevin, I think that speaks to obviously the product on the floor, but the quality of their organization too. I mean, these are players and coaches who just know how to win games.
John Paxson, he's checked in for the Bulls. Livingston's checked in for Atlanta. Webb comes in for Smith.
Another big night for Jordan. What a natural scorer he is. MJ simply can do it all.
Rivers passes to Livingston. Here's Malone, and Malone with the stuff.
Keeping the play alive with his effort and activity, and he can do that.
And he can do that all day.
The Hawks and the Bulls, when you look at the measurables of teams and players, pretty standard for the league, with explosively athletic backcourts and then quite a bit of size down low, too. The story of their offense so far has been just that, getting a number of looks from point-blank range.
Let's go to David Aldridge, who has some inside info on the Chicago Bulls.
Hey, Kevin, when you talk to the coaching staff and you say, what's the key to success against the Hawks, they have a one-word answer. Michael. They expect big numbers from Jordan, probably exceeding his average of 35 points from last season. Back to you, Kevin.
Well, that's good stuff there, David. Sometimes, Clark, the answer is that simple, I guess.
Yeah, you don't have to complicate it, especially when you're talking about Jordan, because he does make it really simple. Although he's not a one-man show, his whole team is going to have to still step up.
And they take pride in that, don't they? Helping this very special talent do what they've got to do.
Yeah, they're pros, and they get their checks twice a month, too.
Rivers can't get it to go. The Bulls leading by 18. Jordan deciding where to go with it. Changes for Chicago. Purdue, he's checked in for Cartwright. And King subbed in for Grant. Atlanta also making some changes here. Willis comes in for Moses Malone. And it's Tony in for Doc Rivers. Jordan with the bucket.
Jordan really confident rising up from deep. When he's in rhythm, he sinks these outside jumpers.
Here's Webb. It's hauled in by the Bulls.
You know, the fact is, he's not a lock from there, but he was open enough to where he should have hit that shot.
Outside, Jordan. Takes a shot at the elbow, and it's Chicago scoring again.
I think Jordan could do this all day long. I mean, the mid-range area is a very comfortable area for him.
And so it's the Chicago Bulls in very good shape with a 23-point lead at the end of the quarter. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with So welcome back, everyone, to the third quarter of this contest between the Bulls and the Hawks, where Michael Jordan and Dominique Wilkins have been going at it. Here is Paxson.
And as this second half gets underway, the defensive ability of the Hawks and Bulls only become more important. You got to limit your opponents down the stretch, and both of these teams have the ability to do that.
And the Hawks with possession. Second half underway, and here's who Mike Fratello's got on the floor. Moses Malone out there with Koncak. Then it's Webb, and it's Rivers, and it's Wilkins, and at the small forward. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
You know, part of what makes Malone such a good rebounder is his aggressiveness. I mean, and he also has a real nose for the ball.
And they double up Jordan. And Michael Jordan, no doubt, one of the greatest dunkers of this era.
Air Jordan lifting off, and the Hawks could do nothing about it.
Offensively, Clark, things have sort of fallen apart for him.
And they need to recover as soon as possible.
The three. And again, it's the Bulls from deep. We were talking about this before, but Clark, some very capable defenders on both sides of the floor.
No doubt about it, Kevin. I mean, the duo of Pippen and Jordan, so effective at wreaking havoc and forcing turnovers. And the Hawks have Doc Rivers, who can hassle ball handlers. He's physical, has a backcourt defender, as well as Moses down low to eat that glass and block shots, too.
Both are fun to watch. And both free throws good for Malone. We're going over the numbers from the first half. Clark, Jordan was able to top Wilkins in scoring in the first and second quarters combined.
A critical advantage, partner, that he worked really hard to get. Not all of his hoops were easy ones.
Right, you're right on that.
Pretty good display of strength by Jordan there. Absorbed the contact and still able to nail the shot.
Bulls shooting their third free throw shot of the game. 90 seconds now into the second half. Webb up top, guarded by Paxson. They get it again.
Tell you what, that is a missed opportunity from mid-range for sure. With as little defense as was shown, should have made that one.
Good.
And they have not let up. They are still in attack mode despite their sizable lead.
Pass to Malone. Shoots over Grant, and Malone with the basket on the assist by Spud Webb. Malone's got 14 points for the game.
Malone owns the paint area of the floor. Nobody coming in there messing with him.
And three from Jordan. And it's Malone with the rebound. Malone's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
When you think about Michael Jordan, you think about scoring, putting the ball in the basket. But he does a lot of other stuff out there as well, like moving the ball effectively.
Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Goes up on the high post. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. Webb's got his second bucket.
You know, if Webb finds an opening in the mid-range, he'll take it. The defense has got to keep him marked at all times.
Jordan, and they cash in right away with the quick shot. You know, we touched on it. Last year, Michael Jordan Clark was actually 8th in the league in total assists. He was a top 10 assist guy.
It's not something that comes to mind when you think about him, but it's very impressive nonetheless, Kevin. Shows you what kind of leader he is. He knows he's got to get his teammates involved and work well with them for his team to be its best.
Yeah, he's a terrific facilitator.
No doubt.
Hodges checked in for the Bulls. Armstrong comes in for Paxson. Antoine Carr, he's checked in for Atlanta.
You know, Webb is known for being a high flyer. Despite being just 5'6", this guy can get up in the air like very few can. And he knows how to put on the show. He's an entertainer, a high flyer, but he's also a pretty well-rounded player, too.
Here in the third quarter, the Bulls, Clark, have managed to be pretty effective when it comes to defending Dominique Wilkins.
Yeah, you know, their focus, Kevin, in terms of defending him, I think has really been good. Really good. And I think you can tell it started to frustrate Dominique a bit.
You can.
And being that Carr is 6'9", he's capable of throwing it down, especially when the defense is playing him like this.
And the shot goes in. Jordan's got 56 points in the game.
Hey, it's as plain as pound cake. Keep it simple. They want to see how big this league can get.
Webb against Armstrong. Wilkins wide open, and he fires. Off target from outside.
Not what we expected at all. He normally has that shot down cold.
As we get deeper into this game, Clark, it has been all Jordan offensively, as we can see, leaving Dominique well behind him.
You know, I didn't think it would be this one-sided. I mean, Jordan has just been operating at a totally different level, and Dominique has not managed to match that intensity or production.
You're so right.
These Hawks have a trusted and capable leader steering the ship, and that's Coach Mike Fratello. He won Coach of the Year for his work with this team in the '86 season.
Count the basket. Jordan's got 60.
There's not a place on the floor where Jordan can't hurt you. Efficient is what he is.
Webb the pass to Wilkins. The shot will not fall. And the Bulls going the other way now. Yeah, an experienced coach who knows his team inside and out. That's Mike Fratello. Clark, do you think that gives the Hawks an advantage?
I think it could, Kevin. I mean, Coach Fratello will have an easier time seeing what his team needs out there and will know what adjustments best suit this squad.
It's tipped and stolen by Jordan. Fast break, Chicago. Lobs it up for Jordan, and the dunk by Jordan.
Textbook alley-oop finish that time by Jordan, picking a clean pass right out of the air for the big slam.
There's 39 seconds left in the third. Looking to end the run. P.J. Armstrong comes up with the rebound. And here's Jordan. He'll bring it up for Chicago. It's up a three. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
Three-pointers clearly the difference for them here in the second half.
Jordan's gone 4 of 7 from long range, so some big numbers for him outside. Wilkins passes to Malone. And there it is for him. Malone's got 16.
So far, Malone has it going on, folks. The defense appearing absolutely helpless trying to stop him.
Here's Jordan. Makes it off the glass.
Terrific focus to get to the basket there.
Here's Wilkins. Off with the layup. And so it's Chicago, holding an unbelievable lead as the quarter wraps up. It seems like nothing they do can go wrong as they string together one successful possession after another and are simply running away with this one. And we'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everyone. We get into the fourth quarter of this thrilling game between the Atlanta Hawks and the Chicago Bulls. And this crowd is feeling it.
As this game wears on, you have to be so conscious of Michael Jordan. I mean, he's got something of a reputation for being a closer, and that's an understatement. He finds a way to push himself beyond his limits to come up with clutch points when his team needs it most.
And it's Willis finishing it off.
Boy, T-Rex, they call him, Kevin Willis, devouring those second chance points.
So with Pippen sitting on the bench, this is Phil Jackson's lineup. We've got Neely. P.J. Armstrong is out there with Michael Jordan. Then it's King, and it's Purdue in at the center, filling out the middle. Knowing that Michael Jordan likes to explode down the home stretch offensively, Clark, think the Hawks might increase the defensive pressure on them.
You know, it wouldn't shock me, Kevin, if they did just that. Just make sure somehow, some way, you don't allow him to put together a run.
Pass to King. Here's Jordan. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play. And Clark, as we come toward the end of this game, winding our way toward the finish line, the Bulls are doing all they can to limit Dominique Wilkins' production.
And it's working. They're making a strong effort to keep Wilkins from getting a lot of shot attempts.
Willis nails the 16-footer. Willis has got 4 points this quarter.
The Jet that time quick to find the open teammate there.
Here's Jordan going inside, uses the glass to finish the layup.
Yep, he's their leading scorer in this game and has been the dominant figure today, no doubt about it.
Chicago's foul. P.J. Armstrong. First personal foul. First team foul.
Final quarter here, and we're just over a minute and a half through it. Tony against Armstrong. 13 feet away. Rebound by the Bulls. Jordan, the pass to King. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. On the wing, Jordan. No good, shot missing. So the Hawks will take it the other way.
You know, something I like about both of these teams, the Bulls and the Hawks, is the experience they have, the range of experience. I mean, you've got younger guys like John Koncak and Horace Grant, and then you've got the seasoned veterans like Moses and Bill Cartwright. It's a really good balance.
4 on the shot clock. From 15 feet away, nice spin off the left rim and in.
His mid-range shot is very solid. I mean, for some reason, the defense let him have it.
Jordan with it. Out to the wing. The shot, no good. Armstrong against Tony. King with the block, and he stays with it. Tony the pass to Livingston. Smith against Jordan. From downtown, with the tip, controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. Koncak's got his first points in this one.
Koncak put that one right back where it came from. Good for a handful of boards per game is the big fella.
Jordan kicks to Armstrong, fires from deep. Back to Jordan. And slam dunk by Jordan.
Well, Jordan is something to watch slamming home the ball, man. This guy is really strong and does it with force.
Tony the pass to Willis. Fade away. It's hauled in by the Bulls. Jordan's got 4 rebounds in this game. 3-pointer. And Koncak pulls it down. And it's the Hawks' ball. Tony the pass to Smith. Here's Livingston. Outside Willis. And it's Smith, top of the key. From about 19 feet. And that's good for 2. Smith's got 4 points in the quarter.
With him, the scouting report says you've got to go over the screen.
And they double up Jordan. And we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there.
It'll be a jump ball.
King, the pass to Jordan. And he gets it to go.
Zero hesitation. Jordan showing complete confidence in his shooting ability.
Smith drawn the double team. Two free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Neely.
A low-key high riser, Kenny the Jet Smith, gets up like very few guards in the league do.
Hodges checked in for Will Purdue. Carr, he's checked in for Atlanta. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. It's been a one-sided affair for sure.
It is obvious and clear who the better team is.
And it's Jordan with the jam.
This run, it's a haymaker, a knockout punch.
51 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Tony kicks to Willis. Back to Tony. The pass to Livingston. Now here is Smith. 5 on the clock. There's the triple. Rebound by Neely. This offense has been dynamic and diversified.
Everybody sharing the ball and sharing the load makes you really hard to defend.
Pass to King. Back to Jordan. 6-second difference between the shot and game clock. Nice fake there to create the shot, but it's no good. Smith feeling it out a bit. And the Chicago Bulls, Clark, managed to pull out the win here tonight with Michael Jordan delivering a terrific performance to overcome Wilkins and these Atlanta Hawks.
Yeah, Kevin, able to beat Dominique's offensive talents once again.
Please come back for our next home game. We'd love to see you.